This is an open letter for Mr. Patrick Beth David. I hope I said that in the right, correct order. Bravo, sir. Bravo. You put people out right away. You put people off right away. Bravo. There's a skill in that. Somewhere there's a skill. The skill is needed. But here's the thing, sir. I just started listening to your interview with this guy, Mohsen Sazagara. I just started listening to it. It's sort of like let's do this. I know I'm going to get very pissed off of the whole conversation, but let's do this. So I sat down to watch it, and I haven't watched it because just as the drum roll started, you were doing a drum roll leading up to the conversation with this cocksucker, who I don't know. The first time I'm hearing the fucking name. As you sat down, before the interview, you're doing a drum roll. Here's what we're going to talk about. Here's how I'm going to, I'm going to slam him. Salute. I couldn't stand the drum roll. Because in your drum roll, you already come out with an opinion, which in my view is a wrong opinion. So I had to stop. After your drum roll was done, I was done. I had to stop. I will probably watch it until finish, but I had to stop right at the drum roll. Because you state your opinion in the drum roll, and your opinion is, leaves a lot of room to desire. It leads. I'm not sure how you came with this opinion. So here is the crux of the opinion. Your opinion is that the agents of chaos in the Middle East are the the fucking Revolutionary Guard in Iran. Then the Yemenis, another agent of revolution. Then Saddam was another agent of chaos. No, agent of chaos. You called all these motherfuckers, Hamas and Hezbollah and all the motherfuckers, agent of chaos. I'm not sure how you come to such an opinion. How do you reach to such an opinion? Because your information must be very different from the information that I have been able to gather in this simulation that I'm living in. In the simulation that I'm living in, with the information that has been available to me, there is no fucking way to draw that conclusion. For the simple reason that it's like saying Viet Cong were the agents of chaos in Vietnam. Were they the agent of chaos? Probably. They also killed people and blew shit up. But they're natives. They have nowhere else to go. The natives are usually not agents of chaos. The natives want peace. Would Mr. Patrick David, would you start being an agent of chaos in your own neighborhood, in whatever the fucking enclave you live in? Would you be an agent of chaos there? No, because you don't want to decrease your home value. You and none of your neighbors will willingly be agent of chaos because they bring down the whole fucking value of the neighborhood. So no crazy persons in this, gated community. We don't want crazies. But the natives cannot be agent of chaos. Because that's why. Because the neighbors don't want chaos in their neighborhood. You can't tell me that any of these motherfuckers, these resistance groups, guerrilla groups, freedom fighters, terrorists, whatever you want to fucking call them, whatever is the, insurgents, whatever is the flavor, Viet Cong, whatever the flavor of the day is, you can't really stand there and with a straight face and say, yeah, these motherfuckers are agents of chaos in there. They're natives. They have brought chaos because you brought chaos to them. They didn't want the chaos, so they raised their own chaos in order to push you out so they can live at peace. You see, there's no more Viet Cong. It hasn't been any Viet Cong for 170 years now, 50 years now, 60 years now. Why? Because there was no need for it. The Pinkskins went home. There were no need for agent of chaos. Now you have been calling, North Korea agent of chaos for the past 70 years, 75 years. Because that war didn't end. A line was drawn and the Pinkskins were allowed to stay. You call that side the agent of chaos. He's fucking Korean who was born in Korea. Koreans need to solve their own problem in Korea. You can't, as a Pinkskin, you can't go, not you, the Pinkskins you work for, Mr. Patrick David, they are the agent of chaos. The white people who are holding the line between two Koreas are the agent of chaos. Koreans deal with Koreans, whatever the fucking Koreans should deal with each other, they do it. None of our business. You're the agent of chaos, but you blame the natives as being agent of chaos. How does that work? Like, exactly, the Europeans taking over Americas, and as they killed and went along, of course they called Indians, the Redskins, agents of chaos. They're animals, right? It's not going to be worse than this. Let's call them animals. They're animals in the fucking forest. What is it to you? There's a jungle. These animals belong in that jungle. How is this relevant to you? You can't make it worse than animals, right? They're animals. But they're living in their own jungle. They didn't ask a bunch of Ashkenazi from Brooklyn to bring their track houses from suburbia New Jersey and put them in suburbia Tel Aviv. They didn't ask for that. And they're unhappy because they want to go back to their own shithole. They want to go back literally to their own shithole. It's not your business to determine which form of life is better. You can only say which form of life is more profitable to you, more beneficial to you. And you usually back that form of life because, hey, if I suck up to the Israelis, I get a bigger paycheck, so why not? That's the only difference there is here. Let's be frank. The side of the poor Palestinians who don't have 2 pennies to rub together, it doesn't pay well, so nobody really takes their side. But the side of Israel, everybody is on the side of Israel because it pays really well. Salute. It pays well in money, in accolades, in name recognition, in being, being asked to, being, helped into presenting an opinion. A lot of rich people have to like your opinion in order for your opinion to be, have an audience, because rich people control audiences on their networks, on their, movie screens, on their rich people direct the masses. And if you say what rich people like, they will put you in a place so you can speak to the masses and have them follow you, who actually are following rich people. So the whole idea is that the Israeli side is paying well, and every one of you are sucking up, trying to suck up to Israel. They say, no, Israel is not the agent of chaos. Of course it is. That's the whole fucking thing. That's how it began. A bunch of Ashkenazi from Europe and Brooklyn going to Israel, going to West Asia, going to East Mediterranean, sitting on some land, and then actually not only trying to fit on the land, but also getting rid of the natives altogether. Cleaning the street off the natives. You go back. We came from Brooklyn. God sent us. Salute. This is the primary chaos started. By who? Not by natives. The natives wanted peace and quiet and grow their own fucking zaytun, olives. That's it. The agent of chaos comes from abroad. Whether these pink skins from Brooklyn and Holland, or the bombs that keeps getting sent to them by other pink skins from Brooklyn and Holland. And then you sit there and with all the audacity in the world, mister, you declare all of these, these guerrilla groups and, paramilitary groups, and, in case of, you call them, these guys are agents of chaos. They have been started the chaos in Iran. No, sir. The agent of chaos was outsider, which was, first it was the British, then Uncle Sam's managers took over from the British. Uncle Sam's managers basically took over the British Empire. Not in a such an overt manner, but in a very covert manner. Uncle Sam had more money, but they liked British, and they liked the British ways, and imperialism is a British way, so they continued the British Empire. They didn't actually, apparently Uncle Sam's managers didn't see how the British had to hand over the keys. They saw that this is a dead end because the British couldn't make it work, this imperial business, having a finger in every pie, sucking oil out of the Middle East and calling it British Petroleum. It comes out of Middle East, but it's called British Petroleum. With all the audacity in the world. Or Aramco, abbreviation of American, Arab oil, sort of like, I'm sorry, American? I thought America was over there. As an alien, when I look at it, I sort of like, somebody coming down from outer space, you're seeing that there are certain corporations that bought their resources in the West, that bought their resources and their product are made and produced and sold in the East, but all the profits go West. Sort of like Iraqi oil comes out of Iraq and then goes to Pakistan and it's sold, and the Pakistanis use it, but this money apparently goes to New York. They do the activity, they do the commercial activity, but the money changes hand in New York City. This is what you like. And if those motherfuckers decide to say, no, maybe we like to collect our own money here at home, we don't want it to exchange hand in New York because we're doing all the work, then they become suddenly agent of chaos. If the Iranians say, hey, we don't want British petroleum up our ass, this is not actually British petroleum, this is the Iranian petroleum, they are the agent of chaos. You see? They don't play nice. They should bend over and take it up the ass. If they don't, then they're agent of chaos. No, if all pink skin go home, those fucker brown people, if they're in the neighborhood and they belong there and they were born there, nobody wants chaos in their own neighborhood. because doesn't benefit anybody. Right now, the Arabs all around the Gulf and the Sea of Oman, Persian Gulf and the Sea of Oman, all the Arabs are worried that if, you know, Iranian nuclear targets are hit, the water of the Persian Gulf and the Sea of Oman is no longer going to be palatable. It's going to be radioactive. And they're right. So that's what it means. It means the neighbors want peace and quiet. So do the Iranians. Who wants more war? The Ashkenazi who landed in Eastern Mediterranean and are being helped by Anglo-Saxon to conquer more land in West Asia. For what purpose? I don't know, it makes money. If you can get land for free, fuck. Anywhere land for free, but it's not really free, the land they're getting. What pays for the land is the money they receive from DC in the forms of arms. They're paying for the land, but not by buying it from the locals, but by being supplied with a lot of arms from white people, pinkskins, Anglo-Saxons. That's what is paying for that free land. They have these bombs to kill the natives so they can take over the land. Wouldn't it be simpler to just send them the money so they can pay the natives with that money? But no, then that would make the natives rich, and then the natives will start building their own land. And then the natives get to stay. You know, the guy, if Uncle Sam, instead of sending money to arms, to produce arms, and then send the arms to other pinkskins, the Ashkenazi in Israel, those arms are used to grab free land. But instead of this, if they really pinkskin want that land, Uncle Sam can actually release cash, give it to Israelis, and tell the Israelis to buy the land. But that would drive the price up. So a Palestinian would sell one of his lands and build one, and sell one and build one. So at the end of the day, all the Palestinians are going to be rich. But the whole point is to continue this war, to clean them out by force. We don't want rich brown people. We want poor brown people. We want refugee brown people. And that means we can't buy shit from them. We can't buy land from them. We can't do trade with them. We can only bomb them because we want them poor. Agent of chaos is never the natives. Some are crazy and stupid, but they are not. And if they do make mistakes, it's out of their fucking stupidity. And their IQ is 80, 85. I saw that there is a geographic map with the IQ of people around the world, and over there average IQ is apparently 85. You can't expect much more. They're not really on top of it. Sometimes they're there, sometimes the brain works, sometimes doesn't. But again, call them animals. They're animals in their own fucking jungle. They should have autonomy. Animals should have autonomy in their jungle. It's not your business to go separate the deer from the cow and judge between was the lion right or the wolf right. How's the jaguar doing? What's the situation here? I'm going to help jaguar beat the lion. I'm going to, this whole business of picking sides by the pinkskins in East Asia, in West Asia, in Africa, in South America, just picking sides. This is called agent of chaos. When people who don't live in the neighborhood pick sides. When people who don't live in the neighborhood pick sides in the neighborhood, then by actually, sometimes actually paying one neighbor to be an agent of agitation, agent of chaos. You actually pay them, or it's your agent who's getting money from you to take your orders, which Muhammad Reza Shah was. He was literally in bed with Uncle Sam and Queen Elizabeth. He was in bed with them. You can say that's a good place to be. Being in bed with Uncle Sam and Queen Elizabeth is a good place to be. You can say that. But look at Saddam Hussein. He was in bed with them. Eventually, Uncle Sam's managers or the Queen has had enough of your ass. Eventually, you don't serve their purposes any longer. So they kick you out of bed. Is it worth being in bed? The guy, I didn't say this, I think Mr. Mearsheimer, Professor Mearsheimer said this, that it's dangerous to be Uncle Sam's enemy, but it's fatal to be Uncle Sam's friend, sometimes. Because, in the world of money, the way you folks are running capitalism, in the world of money, you need a cut of everybody's income. As it's clear that Mr. Trump understands that and appreciates this kind of attitude towards you need a cut of everybody's income. The mafia kind of thinking. And this mafia kind of thinking leads to Israel, leads to Ukraine, that we are going to pay money in make arms, send arms to these people over there to grab to buy some free land, or to conquer some land which would be free. And this money hasn't been transferred to the natives, but the money has transferred from one pocket to the other. It went from our taxpayers to our arms manufacturers. You see, we took money from our tax base, put it in our arms manufacturers' pocket, and somehow in this process, we got some more land in West Asia. The money never went to the brown skin. This is it. That's the way the British Petroleum had set up, the way they can take oil out of Iran and take 90% of the profits and take oil out of Iran and call it British Petroleum. They have misinformed the Iranians. This had become part of the folklore. They had told the Iranians that my mother used to say that, oh, they told us BP stands for Benzina Pars. Salute. British Petroleum, they had told the Iranians at that time, when in the time of my mother's father, they have misinformed the natives that BP stands for Benzina Pars. Don't worry about it. It's actually British Petroleum, and we take 90% of the profits. But hey, let's tell the native it's Benzina Pars, and let's assume the 10% that you get is more than you deserve. This is the agent of chaos. Mistreating the natives, taking their resources for pennies on the dollar, and if they don't like it, you send in the gunboats. The gunboats that come from overseas are agents of chaos for the natives. The arms that Uncle Sam's managers sent to Israel are the cause of chaos, which are applied. A bomb is a cause of chaos. Who is it applied by? By an agent of chaos. Who's agent of chaos? Israelis are agent of chaos. Why? Because they're invasive. They're non-native. You can tell from their pink skin. It's a non-native variety of human. It's native to the northern hemisphere, not native to West Asia. And they don't care, they cause chaos because they don't care, because they're not native. If Israel had to do business with Lebanon to make money to live, they had to keep good relations with Lebanon. But Israel doesn't have to live by doing trade with Lebanon, because Israel's only source of income is North America and Western Europe, or Eastern Europe, the whole Europe. North America, other white people, is the only source of income for Israel. Other white people in Europe and North America are the source of income for Israel. If you have any doubt about it, I just saw a commercial that, Israel is literally coming on TV, not TV, but, on YouTube, and as a commercial, and asking other white people that, hey, we are under difficult circumstances here. Israeli, middle-aged Israeli woman with a very lovable but pink face comes on screen and says, we are under a lot of pressure here. If you're pink skin like me and you live in Europe or North America, why don't you send us money? They literally, at this point, they have got all the money they can from the government of Uncle Sam's managers. Now they're appealing directly to the citizens of Uncle Sam by playing the victims. You're not victims. You can go home. You can go to Brooklyn. Why do you have to suffer by the bad treatment of those savages? Why do you have, as a pink skin, why do you have to suffer under the mistreatment? Let's suppose it mistreatment of those brown people. If you're normal, if your complexion shows that you actually belong to the Northern Hemisphere, and you should actually leave those animals be in their jungle where they understand each other, and you move to wherever you came from, wherever your skin tells me you belong, which is very northern parts of planet Earth. What do you mean the natives are agent of chaos, Mr. Patrick Bet David? Just like Viet Cong, when the pink skins go home, they melt the Viet Cong. There is no need for them anymore. They melt into the population. The IRGC or IRGI, whatever the fuck is their initial, that is there because Israel is there. Because Uncle Sam's managers are there on the ground with military bases. The whole Middle East is occupied territory. And you can tell it's occupied territory because whenever Israelis decide, they bomb whenever they want, wherever they want. You would consider that an occupied territory if you have full access to anywhere you want and you can bomb anywhere you want. Either, in a friendly manner, they bend over and take it up the ass, like the Saudis and the Jordanians, and if they're not friendly and they don't want to bend over and take it up the ass, then they're agent of chaos, and we can bomb them at will. And we can take over the land at will. What just happened to Syria? Mr. Patrick David Bet, whatever. The natives cannot be agent of chaos. Are not. They're animals. Consider them animals. They're animals in their own shitty jungle. They have to be left alone. Even animals in their shitty jungle, they don't hunt for no reason. They like to keep a quiet and stable jungle. Even animals, have you noticed animals run away from loud sounds? Animals run away from loud sounds. They want peace and quiet. You cannot tell me Viet Cong were the agent of chaos. No, some pink skins from North America were agent of chaos. The pink skins left, peace reigned. If you don't live there, you don't belong there. And if you push your way in, you become the agent of chaos. In case of Israel, if you're not brown or black, you don't belong there. If you try to belong, you have to do it forcefully, especially because you don't even want to buy the land. You want to fight for the land because fighting for the land helps the economy in the United States. The military-industrial complex helps the economy in the United States. If you have to buy the land, it helps the economy in Palestine or Israel. But if you have to take it by, there's an option to take it by force, it helps the economy in, I don't know, Ohio, where they build missiles. So yeah, we want to improve the economy of Ohio, and through that process acquire free land from the brown skins in West Asia. In this way, money, wealth doesn't leave our hands. It goes from one pocket to the other, and you keep blaming the natives as agents of chaos. This is not that hard to understand, Mr. Bat David. If you don't get it or you don't understand, I don't think you're that dense to get it, to not get it. If you don't want to get it, that tells me that you're actually paid for not getting it. You're paid to say, yes, colonialism in every sense, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with white people going and putting roots down in Africa and in Asia and in South America. I was okay with white people eliminating all the redskins. I'm okay with all of that. Then I would say you're blind, because if you look in the mirror, you're not white. So you become a sort of like a self-hating brown man who sees, the native brown people as agents of chaos. Then he goes to Asia and sees the, yellow skins as an agent of chaos, not seeing that, pink skins are the ones who actually bring chaos with them by trying to own lands that they have no relations with. Salute.